All right, Dom.
Sorry.
Ready?
Are we recording?
Yep. What's up, guys? I'm Dawn of the Dabber.
And I am Obi Dab, and we are here with
Jason Sturtzman.
Jason Sturtman is over at Vegas Cannabis magazine. He's one of the writers over there, among many other things. And he is here to tell you how to get a job in the industry.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much, Jason, for coming on. We really appreciate it, man.
Yes,
Absolutely.
really appreciate it.
I'm glad to be here in the headquarters of Dr. Dabber. And of course, I wanted to take a hit from one of the Dr. Dabber products before we got
We have
started.
a couple here.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I
I
always
did
like
bring-
to start with a little terp time.
Yeah, I brought a little bit of Moxie. I don't even know where I put it, but here it is, right over here.
I know we put some in
Durban
this
Poison.
nice Dr. Dabber
Nice.
Ghost pen.
Moxie
So.
Durban Poison. Tasty.
We're good.
And then I have a little bit of some blue lemon pie in our flight edition right here.
Oh, that is a beautiful
Way
pen.
easier.
There's a little carb on the front right here, too.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
That is extremely tasty.
Yes, please.
All you have to do is call
I
them
like it. Our nice recycler attachment here. You can see the water function on that. So I know you're a big advocate for Vegas cannabis, obviously, and you've been in the industry for a little while now. What got you started?
So, 12 years ago, started as an activist in Las Vegas and Nevada. Things are very different. For us, I've been involved with NORML, National Organization for Reform Marijuana Laws, ASA, Americans for Safe Access. And then after that, we formed WECAN, Wellness Education Cannabis Advocates of Nevada, WECAN 702. We pushed for moving forward with dispensaries. We got medical marijuana dispensaries. We've been longtime advocates. As an organization, we subsidize patient cards. So if somebody's a veteran, someone's terminally ill, we pay for their card. Someone's economically disadvantaged.
Wow.
We've done job fairs, educational symposiums. We do parties about every 2 months.
That's where I had
Yeah.
met you. A lot of fun to go to those events and just see everybody in the industry, and you start to see familiar faces, and it's just starting to grow and develop and take over. So we're
Absolutely.
excited.
And I own a cannabis cultivation and production called Hope. We are a medically focused cannabis cultivation production.
Hope.
Looks like just like that. And next week we have Bud Tender Fight Club. It's an educational event that I'm teaching every 2 months. It's going to be new classes, budtenderfightclub.com. And then I will be seeing you guys over at Cannabis Cup. Well, I'll be one of the speakers as well.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah. Cannabis Cup is going to be super fun.
Oh, it's going to be a bomb.
It's always
going to be a
That's
blast.
the beginning of March.
March 4th and 5th
March
off the top
4th
of my
and
head,
5th.
I believe.
So we'll definitely be excited to check that out and hear you speak once again.
Absolutely.
So for the viewers out there who may be in a legal state, recreational, medical kind of state, what do you
go ahead
think
and
is
give that a rip?
the very first step into getting their foot in the door
Should get
there?
that carb on the front,
Step
too.
out there.
Let's see. Oh, I gotta hit this first,
That's
though.
the trick, yeah.
I already packed it up. Just gotta pull it.
Oh, is there still some? Is it getting a little low in there?
Yeah, go ahead and hold it down. Hold the button down
Yeah.
while you rip
See
it. There
There
you
we go. Really nice to see the vapor in there.
Nice. Beautiful pen. So, what was your question again?
No, sorry. First step
Uh-huh.
in getting a job, getting your foot out the door. Is it really about who you know?
So, you absolutely can get a job in the industry, but it's going to take you being a little bit more proactive. I was talking with some of the staff earlier, and one of the things that's helped them to actually get a job here is networking. So always networking with people there at the dispensaries, cultivation, production. If you have somebody that actually that works at one of those facilities, let them know that you want to work in the cannabis industry, and you're more likely to get a job via that networking than necessarily dropping off your resume. So I can tell you, as I'm also a manager of Las Vegas Relief, being one of the managers there, they have stacks of resume in the back area. It's just another person just putting a stack of another resume there.
Yeah.
And the best thing that you can do is to just engage with the staff at that individual dispensary, or that we call it NME, or medical marijuana establishment, so you can get that job there. If you become well versed in the law, so here in Nevada we have, it's called NRS 453A, or in your existing medical marijuana state, if you can make yourself that much more familiar with what the laws are in your state, when you engage with somebody in that interview, you have that much more of an opportunity to convey value, convey that you are the person for that job. And if somebody came to me and I see that they're an activist, and that's one of the things I'll talk a little bit about later too as well, but you engage in activism, you engage in trying to put, I mean, look at Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's now moving moving into a medical marijuana market. You have Florida as well, but get yourself out there, start engaging, start contributing to city council meetings, stand up for cannabis.
And that's really good. And I like that you say that because a lot of people like to do that, just drop off the resume and hope to get called back kind of thing. But so many people are talking about wanting to be in the industry with such a wonderful industry that it is to be in. It's good that you have to put your extra, like that little extra effort, you know, to show that you want to be in this industry, because it shows that once you do get in here, the people that you meet, like, look, this is just another wonderful encounter right here. Like, the people that you encounter in this industry are amazing, and it's so positive, and it's so beneficial long term. It's a wonderful thing to experience.
Yeah, and the industry is so extremely diverse, and it's, you know, continuing to grow. There's so many different things out there. There's different areas in the cannabis industry that you can actually find different jobs. You don't necessarily have to walk into, you know, a smoke shop or a dispensary and try to be a bud tender right away.
Yeah.
Right here, Dr.
Yeah,
Dabber,
there's
you know,
many different
vaporizer
ends of
companies.
it.
Yep.
You can get in any way that you can see fit. Wherever you see your strong point, I think that you can, you know, demonstrate yourself as a cell and get in there.
As we move to a recreational market here in Nevada and elsewhere, especially in California, there's going to be massive amount of hiring that's going to be happening. You're going to see dispensaries that had maybe about 50 people a day through their dispensary going to 300-400 people a day through their dispensary on the rec side. And hopefully those dispensaries decide not to forget about the medical marijuana patients as well, and allow for those patients to have quicker access to medicine. And we absolutely know that medicine for the medical marijuana patients is going to be very different here in Nevada than the recreational marijuana. And you're also going to have less taxes on the medical side. So get your medical marijuana card.
Yeah,
Yes,
get
it's
the card.
so important. It's so important to have your card. So speaking of getting your card, is a card a necessity that you need to get in, you know, a job in the medical marijuana industry?
Is extremely helpful. If you are a bud tender and you don't have a medical marijuana card, you're, you know, I know that people can study and have those interactions with the patients and really keep conscious of what kind of recommendations they're making or products to patients, but it is absolutely a necessity, at least to me personally, that somebody have their medical marijuana card and be in certain key positions, especially a bud tender. When you're recommending medicine, someone says, what's your favorite strain? If you're going to lie and say, oh, I love this Blue Dream over here, and the Blue Dream is not a quality Blue Dream, you're not being authentic to who you are as a person, and you're lying to somebody, a customer.
Yeah, so sometimes it's better to just get out there and, you know what you're doing and
Absolutely.
take it all the way.
Absolutely. And every dispensary has specialists. So even in the bud tenders, you have people who specialize in concentrates. So you go see that guy, you talk to him, you say, okay, well, talk to this person over here.
This is the girl.
Yeah, he's tried every
specialist,
single
you know,
concentrate
like
that we have on our shelves. He can tell you what's the best. Tell you the best cultivator, best or extraction artist. Tell you the best type of form of that extract. Even from them, you'll try Durban Poison from Moxie. Maybe you'll try a different version of it a few months in the future, and it's going to be a little bit different. But the cool thing here in Nevada is you can flip that right in the back, and you can see all of the test results right here. You can even copy it, take a little notebook. You can even spend 30 minutes of your time each individual day. If you want to work in the cannabis industry, so when you're smoking, use your magnifying glass, look at your bud, look at your concentrates, start taking notes, start putting it into your phone. Also, at the same time, read a High Times. Read
Right.
information, but spend at least 30 minutes a day either networking with people in the cannabis industry, either updating your knowledge. Green Flower Media is awesome. I love their videos. They're fantastic videos. It's like the Netflix for cannabis education.
The Netflix for cannabis education. I love
Pick
it.
up a Vegas Cannabis magazine. I write for them as well, and pick up an Elevate. I love Elevate magazine. We have all kinds of new ones like Dope coming onto the market here in Nevada.
All right.
And just there's so many other fantastic national magazines in the cannabis industry.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to get out there and well verse yourself, definitely in this kind of industry, for sure.
So some of the things there's so many jobs out there. So just at the dispensary level, you have security, bud tender, you have PCs, like a secretary of sorts that checks the patients in. You have people in packaging, delivery. You have bookkeepers, graphic design, marketing coordinators, just at the dispensary alone, and there's some other related positions, just a dispensary. Cultivation, you have head grower, you also have cultivation technicians, you have people that need to help with the trimming, at extraction facilities, extraction artists, chefs, chef assistants, and these are very well-paying jobs. So at the dispensary side, you're looking at like an assistant manager to maybe a GM, 40,000 and over, easily.
Yeah,
on the
that's
cultivation
wonderful.
side, yeah, head grower,
That's
70,000 a year plus.
wonderful to be surrounded by something that somebody would obviously love to be doing, you know, like, because who wouldn't want to be in a wonderful industry like this, you know? So it's great to love what you're doing and getting paid well and taken very well care of for it, you know?
Yeah, it's been an incredible industry. It's
And that's
always
the goal.
giving back. So, not even just with the pay. I mean, just the constant giving in this community. Just yesterday, I mean, over at Champs, there was so many nice people that we ran into.
Yeah.
And everybody's just all about each other, promoting each other, being about each other, and just making this industry grow.
Yeah, cannabis usually brings people together instead of making people fight. It brings,
That
where
it
with other
does.
substances, it allows people to kind of feel like some of the walls have come down, so they feel a little more comfortable to communicate and connect than some other things that kind of dull some of the senses.
Definitely.
And especially with, you know, Nevada being in itself getting ready to be recreational pretty soon here, actually, from what I understand. There's going to be a lot more jobs, like you were saying, out there. So, you know, get out there in the industry and talk to people. Talk to us if you're interested, you know. Hit us up.
And some of the things that I would kind of suggest is, when job fair tips, go to cannabis job fairs. It is a little bit of a cattle call, unfortunately, so there is hundreds of people there. So try to stand out, but don't stand out in a negative way. You want to suit up, you want to look as professional as possible. It's better to err on the side of looking too professional than to show up in short shorts and a short top.
Very true.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when it comes to something that you're trying to stand out in a professional way, you know, if you're trying to step into something that would be your profession,
Yeah.
definitely don't be afraid to, go overdress.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can do things such as write a 30-minute second introduction down. Hi, my name is Jason. XYZ. I would like to get a job working as a cultivator. And a
Like
little
make
bit
your
about-
little spiel.
Yeah, a little spiel. Your little
sell.
30-second sell yourself. Sell yourself, and also
This is very important.
yeah, dress to impress. Ask the company specific questions about the organization. Collect the business cards, and when you collect business cards, follow up. Send an email and say, "Oh, thanks so much for doing my interview today. It was great meeting with you." And you just got yourself to the front of the line
Taking those extra steps, showing that initiative.
yeah, absolutely. And some of the other things too. You want to arrive early, bring extra copies, your resume, shake hands. Everybody that you meet, including the secretary, the security. So when they get into a room afterwards, they'll get everybody into the room and be like, "Oh yeah, remember this guy, Jason? Remember this gal, Dawn? What'd you think?" The first person you interacted with was maybe the security or the person checking you in, and they'd be like, "Oh, well, they were really rude to me." So you really have to make sure that you are kind and nice
All
and
about
friendly.
first impression.
Yeah.
Peace and love everywhere.
Yeah.
Never know who somebody else knows, you know.
Yep, absolutely. Some of the other things too, interview question suggestions. So it's safe to talk about your cannabis use, but I would rather probably you err on the side of not talking about it unless you're asked. So if you let them know, hey, I used to work as a delivery driver for an illegal delivery service, you may not be presenting yourself in the best light. Or if you say, I used to hustle on the side, may not be the best way to present yourself
I know,
in an
yeah.
interview.
Of course,
And all of
you
these
know.
things, I've actually had interviews with people that have said that or said, hey, I'm currently making, BHO myself. And
Which is totally understandable because so many people are coming from that backside of the industry attempting to convert over, and I totally understand. Like people with years, possibly even decades of marijuana experience on the illegal side of it, are trying to transfer over to that legal side of it. And it's like,
Yeah.
how do I do that? How do you present yourself with the decades of knowledge that you may have, or years of knowledge that you may have, without it being like, yo, I had a farm in my backyard that I was
I think
growing
it's all about
tons
the
of
light
weed
that
in,
you
you know?
presented in, and
Yeah.
displaying that, hey, I know that this wasn't necessarily the way to go about it, but because of this, I have this massive amount of knowledge, and not necessarily like throw in the slang in there.
So how would you
Try to
say,
stay away
Jason,
from
that somebody with that you would say has versed a quite large amount of knowledge outside of the industry, what is the best way for them to present their skills to somebody when they're trying to step into the industry?
Well, I would follow the pace of the interviewer. So maybe you can tell the interviewer wants you to have really short answers, or as stoners we tend to like ramble on sometimes and go on and on and on. Just follow the lead of the interviewer. So maybe you want to have longer answers. You just want to vibe with the person and see exactly what they would want. But you don't want to have one of those interviews where it just goes on and on and on. I have to stop you as the interviewer and say, oh, well, let's move on to the next thing.
Right.
So that it is a tendency. And also, too, you don't want to put your foot in your mouth. And the longer you go, then you're more likely to say something that may not necessarily be positive to that interviewer.